So this is our Boma. This is my sister-in-law's house. So the wife of my husband's brother. This is where my husband's cousin lives. This is her small house, and then she also has a big house over there. This is my third mother-in-law's house, so the youngest wife of my father-in-law. And this one is the house of my second mother-in-law, so the second wife of my father-in-law.
Do you call her a mom?
Yes, I call them all mom. And this one is my second mother-in-law, whose house you just seen also.
How many houses are in the Boma?
I've never counted, but I think it must be something close to 20, I'm sure. And this one is my mother-in-law's house.
She's your favorite person, right?
I love her so much. She's just the nicest, kindest, calmest, super intelligent person. And she supports me in everything I do. From the moment I came to this Boma, she's always by my side. I'm gonna get like emotional talking about this. I love her so much. She's amazing. And she's like close to 60, but still working so hard.
You step on the shit.
Yeah. But on my side, it's not shit, it's just the cow dung. It's not shit.
This is the one you were expecting?
Yeah. So I looked at her this morning, I was really worried she's going to give birth, and she did.
What was the most stupid thing somebody said as a comment?
I don't know, I often hear sometimes people talk in a disrespecting manner about them, that they think, oh, aren't they really dirty? Do they wash? Like, how many times do they wash? And I'm like, what's it to you? What does it matter if someone washes or not? Because for us, maybe in the Western world, having a shower every day is the usual thing because we have access to water. Here, water, it's a luxury. They have to fight really hard to get water, so they can't shower every day. That's one thing. But I would have to think about that, because I'm sure there's lots of stupid things that I've heard before, or stupid questions that they ask me, or they said, oh, I also want to come and marry a Maasai, can you help me? Things like that. And I'm like, oh. This is my house.
Can we enter your house?
Sure. But it's really messy.
It's fine.
It's not very big. It has a couple of rooms. This is my bedroom.
Okay, some privacy, let's keep.
And this is where I cook.
Your kitchen?
Yes. I have a gas stove.
We don't see a lot because it's dark, so
yes.
No problem. And here?
And here is where we eat.
You eat here. You don't cook outside?
It's effort. The women sometimes cook outside.
Okay.
Because they cook with the firewood.
Yeah, for the smoke when you're cooking inside the house. Okay.
To get rid of the smoke.
Thank you.
Karibu.
Maasai are really tall, right?
And they do say so, but I think many Maasai women, they're not that tall actually. But men in general are quite tall.
Yeah, but the ceiling is so low. Why do you don't build it higher?
That's a very good question, because maybe it's more difficult to build. I mean, the women are the ones who build the houses, and it's a lot of effort. So the higher the house, the higher you sticks you'd have to cut, and also it's a matter of getting the right size sticks and stuff like that. Some houses are a little bit taller than others. This one is quite short.
Did you build your house?
I had my first house was a Maasai house like this, and I had it built with the help of other people because I came here, I didn't know how to build a house. But now when the women build a house, I help them because now I know. This is a new house being built for one of my husband's sisters. So she's the daughter of the third wife of my husband's father. Okay, so she's making the house. She's putting the mud on. Sour.
Very good, how are you? How is she making the mud?
This is a mixture of cow dung, you can see, cow dung and sand. And then they mix it together with their feet and also with this.
Okay.
And this is what they plaster the wood with.
Okay, Stephanie, why?
Why? Why am I here?
Yeah.
Why am I here? Because I fell in love with my husband, a beautiful Maasai man, and that's why I came here, because I thought this was the only way that we could stay together if I followed him here, because that's his home. And then I stayed, even though it was very difficult to adapt to the culture. But I stayed because I fell in love with also his family, his tribe, his culture, the way of life, the environment, everything.
So how was the first days here?
You know, this is a difficult question because I never kept a diary or anything like that, so I have to search back my brain. But I remember in one of my first days, one of his sisters came to see me because she had heard that he'd come and he has a guest, so that's me. And I remember one of her sisters, she gave me one of these things, not these ones, but another one that I still have in my house. And I looked at her and I thought she was so beautiful. And I felt so out of place, this white girl with the weird skin that gets sunburned. And I looked at all these women and I just thought they were so beautiful. And I was just in awe. I thought this way of life is perfect, the beautiful culture, in tune with nature, with the animals. So this is the first sort of impression that I got, that it's so peaceful and in harmony with nature. And the people are so welcoming and friendly. Yeah, these are the first impressions that I got. I am pretty sure there are some people who still think, even though I have lived here now for nearly 9 years, who still think, oh, who is this white girl? But actually I think 80% maybe of the population of our village, they know me. There are even people who call me by my name who I've never seen before. So I think it made the round that Sokoine, this is my husband, has this Mzungu wife. And they know my name and they greet me and they respect me and they treat me like one of their women, basically, as a whole.
Okay, and what about disadvantages of this lifestyle? What I'm thinking is, for example, the balance between the genders.
Okay, yeah, there are certain things in Maasai culture, but I think that's true for every single culture on this planet. I don't think Maasai culture is perfect, and there are aspects within it that are not good. For example, the way that women are seen to be below men. This is a very big aspect of Maasai culture. This motorbike. There is a strict division between the genders and women are seen to be below men. On top of that, Maasai girls who get married off at very young age. They don't have a choice who their husband is going to be. When they're married off, they also have no choice, they have no decision-making power. It's a very patriarchal society. But this is also why I do some of the projects that I do. And yeah, what else did I say?
Okay, that's nice. That's my hat. Do you make your husband do the things which normally the Maasai man doesn't do, to share some how to say it, like housework, yeah.
Yeah. I never forced him to do anything he doesn't want to do because I respect his culture. You know, with everything you have to find a balance. For me also, people ask me, how do you support the women? I support the women with my projects, with our reusable scientific kids projects. I support them by talking to them, by encouraging them to speak up, to open their hearts and their minds and to speak up against stuff that they don't like. I do that. But within my marriage, because it won't serve me anything to fight with my husband all the time, because if I had forced upon him those Western values of what women are and what women can do in a relationship, we would not be together anymore. So if I want to live here and I love my husband, everyone has their good sides and their bad sides. So I have to find balance. So in our relationship, there are certain things that he does which other Maasai men don't do. Like, he's very close to our son, for example, but when I first had my son also, he didn't help me anything. He was a proper Maasai man, and that was really difficult. I knew it was going to be like that, but it was still more difficult than I imagined. But we got over this, and he is now super involved with our son, and in other ways also he helps me a little bit more than other Maasai, and he doesn't ask me to do things that I don't want to do. So in certain ways, yes, he has adapted a little bit, but it was never something that I forced upon him. It was something that he saw himself. If we are to be together, because he loves me also. That's also a big difference. I love him, he loves me. So of course you're going to find a way of being together, and there's certain little things that he does that he has adapted.
And you're the only wife of your husband?
Yes.
Is it gonna stay like that?
I hope so, because he is very special, my husband, and this would actually be one of the reasons why I'm here and why we managed to live together, because I think as much as it was hard for me to adapt to the culture, I think it was also hard for him to bring this white wife to his family. So it also wasn't easy. But he is the sort of person, and his brothers told me this when I first came. He said he was told by his father, marry, bring a wife, because he was 27 or so when we met. And this is quite old for a Maasai to be married, because they do marry quite young. But he said, I don't want to marry a woman who I did not choose. And then he ended up choosing me.